It's Breakfast with the Stars because we have stars walking into the studio, and she has walked
flying into the studio, flying in. She's not from
Zimbabwe to South Africa, and now in the 254. Berita is in studio. Good morning.
Morning.
First time in Kenya.
Yes.
In East Africa, to be precise, right?
Not in East Africa.
Yeah.
So I was booked for a festival in Uganda,
Yeah.
Kampala, last year, and that was my first time in East Africa.
Yeah.
And now I'm currently on an East African tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started with your neighbors, then I'm here.
Yeah, nice. Right.
Are you expecting him to be like, why not here first? Like your neighbors, which was so Uganda.
Those neighbors, let me tell
Yeah.
you, one of them told me, they're like, don't go to Kenya.
Why?
Really? Stay here.
Well, the truth of the matter is,
We're happy you did
Kenya
listen.
is the New York of East Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I was warned.
Normally, people come here and they never leave.
Okay.
Yes. Our only issue is the traffic.
And we're happy you came at a time where now we're seeing more of the sun. Because
Yes.
last week and the weeks before, it's been
It's
really
been missing.
cold.
The last 2
and
months, actually.
It's been bad
It's been
weather.
raining, floods and stuff.
Yeah, so you came right
Glad
in
at
time.
the right time.
Yeah.
So we need to go to the very beginning for Team Adele, Team Shafi to really understand and get to know who Berita is.
Yes.
So music, when did that start and where did it start? Was it Zimbabwe or was it South Africa?
So I have an interesting story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born in Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
Bulawayo, and it's the south of Zimbabwe. It's called Matebelele South.
Okay, Matebelele in South.
And
So sexy. I would marry from Matebelele and South.
I think you added an extra layer, but
No,
it's okay.
It was Matebele.
Matebelele.
Lele.
Len.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I was born there, raised there, and I loved radio growing up, and I listened to Oliver Mtukudzi, Prayuma
Yeah.
Segela, Yusondo, Mire Makeba. Our radio stations really played African music.
Yeah.
And I loved African music, but I just loved radio. Like I was that girl who loved radio, but I didn't know that I was going to end up making music for radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was 16, my parents moved to New Zealand in search of greener pastures.
Yeah.
And at the time, the economic situation in Zim was really struggling. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was struggling. If you had an opportunity to move somewhere else where you could,
You take it quick.
you take it quick.
Yeah.
So my father saw it fit that he raises enough money to take me and my brother and sisters over there.
Yeah.
So when I was 16, I moved to New Zealand with my parents. When I moved there, we moved down south.
Yeah.
Basically, New Zealand is a very nice country. I love Kiwis, but there's more sheep than people.
Yeah.
Gotta start there.
Yeah.
And we moved down south, the
Yeah.
coldest part of the country.
Oh, man.
And literally, we lived in a farm because my parents are dairy farmers now.
Yeah.
And it was difficult for us, difficult for a 16-year-old.
Culture shock.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
Who's happening in the
Yeah.
streets back in Zimbabwe.
And now you're in the farm.
And now it's like people are trying to touch your hair to be like, you're
Yeah.
the first African student in that school.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I think that's where my artistic flair came in. I started trying to write a book.
Yeah.
And then I realized that, wait, what I'm trying to say in a book, I can say in a song
Yeah.
much quicker. I started painting, I started designing, I started really having an artistic flair.
Yeah.
And I also really just wanted to just be a proud African, because when you are in your continent, you don't realize how beautiful, how wonderful
Yeah.
it is here, how friendly people are, and how much we are a village. A
Yeah.
child, I don't know about here, but in Southern Africa, a child is raised by a village.
Yeah.
which
It's an
I think
African
is
thing.
an African thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I missed all of that, and when I finished high school, God works in mysterious ways. I couldn't study that side because of the permits and things.
Yeah.
It would have been very expensive for my parents.
Okay.
So I had to move back to Southern Africa. And then now I moved to South Africa to study and secretly pursue music.
So your folks didn't know.
They had an idea. I remember fighting with my dad about, why are you taking a guitar? Because first of all, I took a year off.
Yeah.
And because my parents are dairy farmers, I would get odd jobs in the farm milking
Yeah.
cows. And
Yeah.
that's how I bought my guitar. And then my dad was like, you're going to school now, my child. Where's
don't
the
need the
guitar
guitar.
going?
Yeah.
I was like, let's talk about other things, father.
Ignore the guitar. Ignore the
Let's
guitar.
not talk about this one.
Yeah.
My dad is like, no, I'll buy you one when you get there. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know
Nope.
a trick. You know a trick.
Oh my God, that's such an interesting story. Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to get back to, now moving back to South Africa.
With the guitar.
With the guitar.
And not falling for parents' tricks because African parents,
Those lyrics don't go with my guitar. They definitely don't go with my guitar.
Freaky Friday playing right here on Kiss FM 22 to 9. You're with Delon Nyango and Shafi Weru. Our superstar today is Berita from Zimbabwe, based in South Africa, did a stint in New Zealand.
The Kiwis.
And we left her story when she was about to be tricked by her dad.
You're going to uni, right?
Yes, I was going to varsity.
Yes.
Yeah. So then now you moved from New Zealand to South Africa. So
Alex, varsity is university.
Okay. So
You have to break it down for,
Yeah.
So then, what were you going to study, and how did you work music in without your folks asking tough questions?
So it's another interesting story. I moved to the Eastern Cape, a place called East London, and I studied at a university called Walter Sisulu University. And as soon as I moved there, I'd only been singing and writing for a year, but because I was carrying a guitar, people were like, "Oh, play for us." Play for us. And then I played them. I wasn't, I was still starting out. I would just strum one, guitar and then sing. I couldn't sing and play.
Yeah. But you have to just fake it.
Just, but I overheard people talking about me, saying, she's actually a really good singer. I was like, that's a nice thing. People talking. And I think I got encouraged. So I started pushing myself and hustling, playing at community events, hospitals, drama, you name it, I was there that
everywhere,
year, 2011. And I remember my first trip to Joburg, because I'd flown straight to East London from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I had stopped at the airport and then gone straight to East London to school. The first time I came to Joburg, I was like, oh shucks, this is a big city.
Yeah.
I gotta make it before I get here.
Yeah.
This is madness. So I visited extended family who introduced me to a radio DJ in Joburg who took me to a radio station. They interviewed me.
Yeah.
I played music. People were calling in. Oh, you sound beautiful. When is your album coming out?
Yeah.
And then just after that, I got a record deal.
What?
And then I was a first year student and my first year in South Africa. So, and then I recorded, I think the December holidays, I recorded the album. Then I went back to school to study and continued my hustle. And then when the album was just about to come out, the record label asked me, because my real name is Kukuletu.
Yeah.
Kumalo. Kukuletu means our pride in Zulu or Xhosa or Ndebele. And it's kind of a common name. My surname Kumalo is also very common in South Africa.
Yeah. I know a Kumalo.
Yeah.
Leleti Kumalo.
Yeah.
So many Kumalos, and it's actually it's a very prestigious. It comes from the royal family KwaZulu. The Kumalos are royalty.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
So the record label was like, we're not sure. People are going to think you're a gospel artist, if we use your name and surname. So I thought about names, and then I ended up taking my mother's name, Berita.
Okay.
So I thought, this is going to be nice.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't told my parents I've recorded an album.
So this is a way to soften them.
So this is a way, you know. And then my uncle, as soon as I recorded, the album came out. I didn't even tell my parents. My uncle sent an album to them in New Zealand. And I just got a call from my mom, just overwhelmed, crying on the phone. My dad was like, we didn't know you sing so well.
Oh, wow.
The music sounds good. My dad raised me, on Brahima Segela and Mila music and Lady Smith Black Mambazo.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is quality stuff.
Yeah.
You're sounding good. So I had to now juggle school and music, which was quite tricky.
Because what were you studying in school?
I was studying financial information systems.
Wow.
It's like a touch of accounting and IT. So, and I honestly, if I had rethought it, I probably would have dropped out and gone to music school. I think. But because I have this thing that if I start something, I need to finish it.
Yeah.
So I finished, and I finished top of my class. And at the same time, the gigs were coming in.
It must have been hectic because you have gigs in the night.
Yeah.
You have class in the morning, you have assignments, you have exams. Yeah.
And I had really good friends, you know, that if I couldn't make class or I couldn't make a tutorial, they are like sharing that information with me. So props to your high school or varsity friends.
Yeah, who hold you down.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to... This was Release, your first ever release song.
My first ever released song, 2012.
Yeah.
There's quite a story to the song as well. I remember because I was a student, my album came out in March.
Yeah.
And I went back to school and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So like I took albums and I hid them. I don't want people to know I recorded. I don't want anything. And then something happened. The song just started playing on radio on one of the biggest stations in South Africa.
Yeah.
You know, and other big stations, and people just loved the song. It became a Sunday song.
Yeah.
It's a song about heartbreak. And I think a lot of people connected with it. To this day, it's my biggest song. It's a song that people name their kids after. People come up to me all the time and say, my child is named Thando Lwethu because of you, or I went through such and such and such, and that song got me through the most, through my marriage or through my relationship, and things like that.
And when you were writing it, did you feel like there's something about this song?
You know, it's interesting. I wrote the song with a very good friend of mine called Busi Smith, who's equally talented. Hopefully one day I'll bring her to Kenya.
Yeah.
And when we wrote the song, it was truly about her story. I was 20 at the time and I was very naive, and I'm a late bloomer. So I think I just captured the emotion of the song. I wrote the chords and the melody, na 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 na. Yeah. You know, but in terms of the storytelling, you know, my co-writer really, you know, brought that story to life. Yeah. And, you know, I only felt the impact of the song in my own life later on, like 3 years down the line. I was like, oh, so this is what I'm singing about.
This is heartbreak.
Everybody goes through heartbreak.
Yeah, and so that's why you need in those lonely moments when you're sad and you're just like, why me? You need a song to kind of like carry
you. You need a song.
And this is the song for her. This is powerful, super huge song. We're going to get back to Berita's journey and why she's in the 254 in the next 3 minutes. You can send through your 29. You're with Delon Nyango and Shafi, where we have Berita live in studio with us. Gitao is saying, what? Berita's voice is gorgeous and her music is lit. I don't know if it's Thando Lwethu, whatever it is. The song is amazing. I love it. I think that's the power of music. Like the vibe, you can never fake the vibe.
Yeah.
So whether people don't understand what, like the language, they'll still resonate if the vibe is genuine and right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, also when it's a heartbreak song, it doesn't matter what you're listening to. But when the artist or the person performing tells you, "Oh, this is for
those moments
when love went south," everybody like, I can relate. I can relate.
The song, you know, when Solange took out that album, you know, Cranes in the Sky.
Yes.
I was going through the mood. And everybody's like, cranes in the sky. Yo, tears like falling.
But I think that's the power of music, and it's so powerful that it's brought you to East Africa. So you're in the 254. What made you say, okay, I have to have an East African tour?
So, the goal for me has always been to be a Pan-African, then a global artist. I think that it's very, very important for us as creatives to collaborate, to contaminate in different parts, particularly in our continent.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's so, so important for me to bring my culture and heritage to this side of town, you know, because we're all in the same town. And, I also welcome, you know, learning more about East Africa. I've spent quite a bit of time, like I said, in Uganda, because my second time there. And, you know, I'm falling more and more in love with East Africa. And, you know, it's just such an amazing journey. And it's, for me right now, it's the best thing that I've done for my career to come here.
What do you love most about Kenya so far?
Okay, when did you land? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
What time?
In the morning.
Okay, so you had a lot of time. So what do you? So that question is valid.
I just felt comfortable. I felt at home. Like I didn't feel like I'm in a foreign country. I didn't experience any. Where are you from? You sound funny. You know, like when I am asking questions and things. I just have experienced love. And I think that's the most important thing about Africa.
Can you say there's more love in Kenya than Uganda?
This is going to be a challenge.
No, like
just move away for 2 seconds.
Yes.
You can
don't worry, they're not awake. Yes. There's a time difference.
Okay, so while you're in Kenya, obviously, like we're getting to know your music, we're getting to know your journey, but also, so two things: are you going to be performing anywhere?
Definitely. I'm so excited to be here. I'm here riding with Anyiko the whole week.
Yeah.
Just want to introduce myself to you beautiful people of Kenya. I just want to share my music and get to know you all. I have an exciting performance coming up at Thursday Night Live. I am the opening act for the main show.
Yeah.
So please make sure you reserve your seats because it's going to be crazy.
That's a
Jay's, just across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, from our offices. Okay, dope. Who are you opening for? Do you know who you're opening for? Not important. We're coming to watch you.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I hope, like, when we find out it's one of your friends.
They'll have to understand. She's the visitor.
And then also what I wanted to know while you're here, are you going to be jumping into studio with anyone? Like, is there any Kenyan artists who you like, when I land in Kenya?
Definitely. I pray and hope Sauti Soul is listening right now.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to meeting up with them.
Yeah.
I'm also speaking to a couple of producers.
Yeah.
I also want to meet Mutoni, the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just open.
Yeah.
I'm just open, and if you are a Kenyan artist and you feel like you want to collaborate with me, just DM me.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter, and I'll follow back. And
What are your
DM me.
handles?
And at Berita Afro Soul, Berita Afro Soul, on Twitter. Same thing on Instagram at Berita Afro Soul. Same thing on Facebook, Berita Afro Soul.
So anyone who's going to private message, anyone's going to DM, it's for work. You know, in Kenya, you have to be very specific. There's something called Team Mafisi.
Where hide when visitors are around, we don't.
No, I know, but I have for Berita because she's here for a short while. Let's not engage her in stories.
Bad things.
So please, you have to be very specific, my dear. And I hope Anyiko, you're doing this on her behalf. Yes, because trust me, you're gonna get a lot of DMs. I'm the Secretary General.
Okay, so when Berita walks into studio, one thing that everyone is like, ooh, there's the guitar. And so I understand there's a song that you have that is in Kiswahili.
Yes.
So you did it in collaboration. Who helped you write it?
Yes. So I released an album last year called Berita, my third studio album. And it's the work that's the most personal to me. And I knew that I wanted to have a song in Kiswahili because I look up to Miriam Makeba and she always sang in different African languages. Yeah. And Nelson Mandela says, speak a man's language and then you're really speaking to their heart. So, very fortunate to have a friend of mine called Tresor, award-winning, really amazing artist.
Love his music.
And I spoke to him and he had a song in Kiswahili that he shared with me. So this is the song.
Yes!
It's called Milele.